Hey guys, welcome to the Balls Deep podcast. And today I'm taking my first crack at going over something in the NBA. And this is really just some huge news that came out of the NBA. Kawhi Leonard finally gets traded. He's going to the Toronto Raptors, and there were some other pieces in the trade, but he mainly gets traded for DeMar DeRozan. And this trade is a trade I think is horrible for all parties involved. First of all, the Spurs, they trade Kawhi Leonard, and going on some sports shows that I've recently looked at for this topic, the Spurs are not going to be competitive at all. I believe they got worse with this trade. I understand Kawhi didn't want to play for them, so they were trying to get something for him before he leaves next season, or after next season, but it's really like you got a player who doesn't seem to fit well with what the Spurs like to do as a whole. It was really just a head scratcher on their part from that end. And then going to Toronto, a scenario that was brought up in one of the shows was actually, what if they had kept DeMar DeRozan, and then when Kyrie was a free agent after this year, you go out and sign him? It seems like that would have been a better option, because that way you keep your core together, you add Kyrie Irving to a roster that already had the number one seed in the East coming out of just this past season. And you're forgetting one, and I'm forgetting to mention one huge piece of this. Kyrie doesn't want to play for Toronto. He really only wanted to go for the Lakers, and I don't think he's going to play for Toronto. I think he's going to sit out again, and Toronto is going to get fleeced by giving away one of their bigger players for someone who will never play for them. And also, how can you do DeMar DeRozan dirty like that? He was a guy who, when he was a free agent, he didn't even meet with other teams because he wanted to stay in Toronto. He wanted to retire as Toronto's best player, which in my opinion, he was on his way to do. You can't do a guy dirty like that, who went out on a limb for you, and when he was a free agent, he had an opportunity to get a max contract, but he didn't meet with any other teams. Is loyalty like totally gone in sports? This is terrible. It's a terrible look for the franchise, and I think ultimately everyone involved got worse. Tell me what you guys think of this video. Tell me how I can improve on my basketball, just knowledge in general. Tell me what my next topic should be, and don't forget to click those like and subscribe buttons. Thanks, guys.